What is up? Saturday Night Live. I hope I don't get a copyright strike for saying Saturday Night Live. But hey, here we are starting Ionic Equilibrium. Okay, you should be able to see me right about now. Hi. I see very interesting conversation going on in the chat. Vani asking questions. Tanveer, what's up? What's up? Very cool questions. Deepanvita, hi. Hey, Aryan. Yeah, Aryan is a lot easier to say than Gyani Baba. Hard work and smart work, Tanveer, I think is the key. Yeah, hard work is obviously important. NEET is बहुत ज़्यादा competition. I gotta give you that, right? A lot of people want to become doctors in this amazing nation of ours. We are here to help you be your best self. Yeah, all right. Let's get started with ionic equilibrium. ये session थोड़ा light रखा है. Yeah. I know that a lot of students are a little bit scared of equilibrium in general because उनको लगता है बहुत ज़्यादा maths है. But in NEET, इसमें से direct application वाले सवाल आते हैं, which means you've got one equation, one variable, and we can solve it, right? We took the toughest of all questions in the last session of chemical equilibrium, जब हम लोग alpha निकाल रहे थे, how to estimate and all of that. And yeah, we'll go a little easy in the first session of ionic, and then we'll take it up a notch in the next one. ठीक है, चलो शुरू करते हैं. What is ionic equilibrium all about? Hi, hello to everybody. Good evening again, Vani. Anish, I hope you're doing well, man. You had like high fever. अगर आपकी तबीयत ठीक नहीं है, then please take rest. Screen time is the absolute no-no if your health is not good, Anish. Yeah, please take care. सुमित्रा जी, hello. pH निकालना हम लोग सिखाएंगे नेक्स्ट सेशन में, ठीक है? टुडे इज द एसिड बेस थियरी एंड आल्सो द KW, what the title is all about. खैर, Sumitra, I think first time I'm seeing you here with the bread and butter thing. That's cool. Hey, Zaki, you were there in the last session. First time in the last session, right? Awesome. Cool. So what is ionic equilibrium, right? As the name suggests, it's an equilibrium between ionized and non-ionized species of the same species but different forms, right? So मैंने लिया कोई substance और उसको पानी में डाला, right? That is called its aqueous form. As soon as it goes into water molecules surround it, right? That's the beauty of water. It is polarized, right? It has plus delta minus charges, hydrogen bonds, etc. It forms, it solvates ions, makes them stable. Hence you get A plus and B minus ions. अगर ये part याद नहीं है इतना from chemical bonding, then B minus के आसपास होंगे तुम्हारे H वाले parts, right? You have like HOH, right? So a lot of these H's will surround this. And what about A plus? This will be surrounded by the O's. Okay? अगर आप सोच रहे हैं कि ये bent structure क्यों बनाया है मैंने, you need to revise chemical bonding for that. ठीक है? Solvation happens. We had touched upon this solvation of enthalpy of solvation idea in thermodynamics as well, right? कि अगर पानी में डालो तो क्या चीज डिसॉल्व होती है, नहीं होती है, how do you figure that out? खैर, चलो, let's take steps, go one step back. What is something that's non-electrolyte and what is an electrolyte? How do you differentiate them both? Yeah, non-electrolyte matlab it will not form ions in water. Electrolytes will form ions. Okay, usually polar substances will be electrolytes. Okay, because water itself is polar. This is something you may have already learned in chemical bonding. Like dissolves like, so polar में polar dissolve होता है, non-polar में non-polar. Right now, our focus is mostly going to be on polar compounds. Okay. Their solutions conduct electricity, and example acid-base salts, and these guys urea, glucose, etc. are not. Okay, so for quick illustration of what's happening here, you see, as soon as मैंने इसमें पानी डाला, पानी में ये salt डाला, it dissolves and boom, the bulb glows, right? There's a battery connected and all that. This shows that there's electrical conductivity happening. Now, ऊपर तो electricity flows through wires, right, outside. But inside, how does electricity flow? Ions move around, charged carriers. So ions that move cause electricity to flow. It's as simple as that. यही चीज हम लोग डिटेल में देखेंगे when we do electrochemistry in 12th grade. ठीक है, अभी तो हम लोग 11th grade कर रहे हैं. Now our focus is going to be on the far away part, which is weak electrolytes, where alpha is much less than 1. Alpha equal to 1, that's a strong electrolyte. उसके बारे में हम लोग ज्यादा बात नहीं करेंगे because our goal is on equilibrium concepts, right? And that will be most applicable to weak electrolytes. Okay, awesome. Hi Shalini, what's up? Hello again. Hello, Medico. Yogender with all those funky things. You're in class 9, Sumitra. That's very interesting. Hey, Sunny, what's up? Hi, hello. मैंने hi, hello थोड़ा miss कर दिया लोगों का. I hope you're able to follow what I'm saying. I guess even in 9th grade, you should be able to understand these ideas. What is the strong, what is the weak? Maybe alpha वाली चीज आपके लिए थोड़ा नहीं होगी, but you can check out our last session on chemical to understand that. खैर, weak electrolytes के कुछ examples यहाँ पे हैं, right? Now there is a double head arrow, मतलब it's a weak electrolyte. H2CO3 NH4OH. Okay. This is a very interesting setup. I'll talk about this in the third or the fourth. I think in the fourth session, हम लोग hydrolysis बात करेंगे. That's when I'll discuss this sort of a salt that gets formed. Strong electrolyte example यहाँ पे दिए आपके screen पे. All right. So weak electrolytes, they undergo partial ionization in aqueous solution. Now what is partial ionization? जस्ट लाइक इन केमिकल इक्विलिब्रियम वो पूरी तरह डिसोसिएट नहीं होते हैं, इसके कारण उनके बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग रिएक्शंस होते हैं। चलो एक क्विक क्वेश्चन जो नीट में पूछा गया 2015 में, सॉल्व दिस। एन aqueous solution of which of the following compounds is the best conductor of electric current? We want to know which is the best conductor. Okay, बेस्ट कंडक्टर मतलब वो बहुत आसानी से उसके आयॉन्स फ्लो करेंगे। व्हाट डू यू थिंक? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? हाँ Zaki, that's the plan. I'm going to cover as much as possible. I want to say all, yeah, but you know how plans are, right? Man proposes, God disposes. But yeah, if all goes well, that's what we're going to do. Hey Yogendra, acha, your name is Yogendra, Sumitra Devi. Sorry, okay, Yogendra. You study chapter. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'm going to cover all of them. Hey Aiden, bonjour. Everyone is saying hydrochloric acid. That's awesome. Deepanvita, Medha, Tanu, the usual suspects, and Himanshu, a new face arises. What's the word for it? And Yogendra also saying hydrochloric acid. Absolutely. Simple सा सवाल था. अमोनिया तो यार is a weak electrolyte. We'll talk about this later on. जब इसको पानी में डालो तो बन जाता है हमारा good old NH4OH, है ना? Fructose C6H12O6, it's a non-electrolyte. This is a non-electrolyte. इसमें तो है ही नहीं. Acetic acid also a weak electrolyte. This is a weak acid. Okay, this is a weak base. Now, what is weak acid, weak base? We will touch upon that in the next session in detail. But what is an acid or a base? Let's first cover that, right? For our 9th grade friends and everybody else. Acid base की 3 theories हैं, right? The first one is by Arrhenius. Simplest one. Arrhenius ने बोला कि अगर कोई substance देता है H+, उसको बुलाएंगे acid. अगर कोई accept करता है H+, उसको बुलाएंगे base. So, this is it. You will see this written a lot. HA giving you H+ and A-. अगर कोई substance H+ produce कर रहा है, furnish कर रहा है, then it's an Arrhenius acid, as simple as that. Cool. Now, here's an interesting thing. The H+ ions that get formed, okay, you see that animation and all that, they are too small and very reactive, so they don't stay as H+. They become H3O+. Okay, this is called the hydronium ion. Okay, and this is more of a practical concept. For our numericals, it's not going to make much of a difference. But not just H3O+, becomes H5O2+, becomes H37O+, because की चार्ज डेंसिटी बहुत हाई है, चार्ज बहुत ही छोटा सा आयन है, ठीक है? ये थोड़ी सी एक्स्ट्रा इंफॉर्मेशन है, सो यू कैन राइट इट एज H3O+ और H+ दोनों लिख सकते हो आप. Cool. But this concept H3O+ will be useful when we do more complicated things later on. ठीक है? All right, this is called a hydronium ion. Let's move on. And you've got multiple different kinds of things, could become these and this and this and this, general formula, etc. Hi sir, it's all right Mudassir. What's up? What's up? How to decide strong or weak? Well, पानी में डालो और अगर देखो, how to decide strong or weak is a very good question. Yeah, I think 9th or 10th grade में था कि अगर तुम ये you take 1 mole of both of the compounds, strong or weak, okay? उन दोनों को तुम डालो पानी में और पानी में डालने के बाद तुम देखो बल्ब कितना ज्यादा ग्लो कर रहा है. जितना ब्राइटर द बल्ब, उतना स्ट्रॉन्गर द एसिड. Now this is our way of doing it at home, right? But in the lab, कैसे पता करोगे? With this idea of Ka, dissociation constant of acid. जितनी बड़ी इसकी value, उतना stronger acid. You remember from last session, we said if K is greater than 10 power 3, then बढ़िया सा acid है. बढ़िया सा कोई भी reaction है हो रहा है. अगर K is less than 10 power -3, तब यार it's weak. होता ही नहीं almost, है? हम लोग देखेंगे इसी K के basis पे. We will talk about Ka in the next session. But a good question, beautiful question. ठीक है? All right. What's up, Reaper? Rajendra, hi, hi, hi. That's awesome, Mudassir. That's good. It's very nice to know you were in the previous session again. बहुत ही interesting सवाल जाकी ने पूछा, which we'll cover in the next session in detail. Strongest acid है H3O+ अभी भी. Arrhenius base क्या होता है? Something that accepts H+. अच्छा, H+ दिया acid ने, और H+, oh नहीं, H+ नहीं. ये तो Arrhenius वाला base is OH-. I always get confused between these two. Let me try and see how I can remember this. Arrhenius base मतलब कि something that furnishes OH-. वो H+ वाला next है. That is Bronsted. Bronsted with this umlaut on top. That is something that accepts H+. ठीक है? खैर, इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ NCERT पढ़ लो दोस्तों, for you guys to make your own notes and remember this perfectly. Arrhenius base is something that furnishes OH-, BOH, etc., etc. ये है तुम्हारा expression. Cool. All right. Now here are some examples of all of these things. Now the biggest problem with this is what I already gave you the answer for, right? This only accounts for things that produce OH- and H+. For something like say NH3, ammonia, जो हमारा दोस्त है, this is definitely basic. You cannot explain that this is a base with the help of Arrhenius concept, which is why the next idea came into being, which is Bronsted-Lowry. Bronsted भाई साहब के नाम के ऊपर एक umlaut है, those 2 dots. Okay, sometimes I get missed out. A lot of times it looks like it gets missed out. खैर, this talks about a very interesting idea. हम लोग फोकस करेंगे सिर्फ H+ पे, क्योंकि कभी-कभी OH- नहीं होता है, तब भी the species can behave as a base. ठीक है, इसलिए हम लोग इसको समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. नाउ व्हाट इज द ब्रॉन्स्टेड बेस? समथिंग दैट एक्सेप्ट्स H+. ठीक है, तो यानी कि NH3 is a Bronsted base because it accepts H+ and forms NH4+. ये आइडिया हम लोग नहीं एक्सप्लेन कर पाए यूजिंग आर्हेनियस कॉन्सेप्ट, जहां बोलता था कि भाई बेस इज समथिंग दैट प्रोड्यूसेस और फर्निशेस OH- ions. ऑलराइट, ओके. ZnCl2. Okay, Yani Baba. Aryan, can we focus on what's happening here? Or is this from a lower grade? I didn't understand. Cool. Yeah, good job. That's what we're going to talk about in the next thing. Lewis acid concept is what helps you figure that out, right? First, let's talk about Bronsted-Lowry concept. I'll keep putting them louds. Okay? Here's an acid to the base. Now, this is zaruri hai. Okay? Very interesting and probably the most important part of this session. Okay? कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता यार, लाइक वाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब, सेशन पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, फोकस करो, ठीक है, वो सब यू कैन हैव फन एंड डू ऑल दैट लेटर ऑन. डोंट नो एंड ऑनेस्टली डजंट मैटर, पढ़ने पे फोकस करो. दिस इज द बेस्ट सेशन यू आर गोना गेट ऑन आयोनिक इक्विलिब्रियम ऑन द इंटरनेट. ओके, फोकस नाउ. Here you have HCl and NH3, you've got H+ over here. So how does this Bronsted-Lowry concept work over here? अगर मैं इन दोनों को रिएक्ट कर रहा हूं, मतलब कि HCl से H+ जाएगा टू NH3, then how will this reaction happen? Okay, बनेगा हमारा NH4+, राइट? और क्या बनेगा? हाँ, अगर इससे H+ चला गया तो Cl- बन जाएगा. Now, if you look at it like this, something very interesting happens. Okay, look at this expression right over here. Here, I can say that the addition of proton is happening to NH3 and here a removal of proton. मतलब कि this must be a base and this must be an acid. Now, I'm going to take a leap of faith and tell you this very important thing. In organic chemistry, every reaction is an acid-base reaction. फिर से सुन लो. In an organic reaction, every reaction is an acid-base reaction. Moment of realization. Thank me later. इसको याद कर लो, अगर नहीं समझ आ रहा है, it's okay, but remember this right now. When we do organic, you will thank me for this. Okay, this is the idea of acid base according to this, right? This is the whole setup over here, etc., etc. There's an animation showing all this. ठीक है, देख लेना. But what's important is that you have this idea of a conjugate acid or base pair. मतलब कि देखो, I'll tell you what I mean. You're relating both of them through a loss or gain of a proton. मतलब कि HCl बनता है Cl-, तो they are related by one proton being exchanged. Okay, this guy is losing proton. Okay, similarly NH3 is related to NH4+. How? By gaining a proton. ठीक है, so these both are a pair and these both are a pair. अब इन दोनों में कौन सा एसिड कौन सा बेस हुआ? This is losing, so this will be an acid, and this is gaining, so this will be a base, right? This is not gaining, this is just going to be a base because this is an acid. Okay, यहाँ पे क्या है? This guy is gaining, so this is a base, hence this must be an acid. अब you see how this is acid or base? समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं? Thank you, Mudasir. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. But do you understand why I wrote acid on the other side and base on the other side? ये क्यों लिखा मैंने? ये समझ में आ रहा है? जरूरी है दोस्तों समझना. अगर नहीं समझ में आया तो बताओ, I'll explain this. ये लेफ्ट वाला तो एसिड हो गया फॉर श्योर. राइट वाला बेस कैसे हुआ? देखो, क्लोराइड बैकवर्ड रिएक्शन में एक्सेप्ट करेगा प्रोटॉन को. अगर एक्सेप्ट किया तो बन गया बेस, है ना? है ना? इट विल बी अ वीक बेस. वीक क्यों होगा? बहुत वीक बेस है, क्योंकि यार क्लोराइड आयन इज वेरी स्टेबल. इट डज नॉट वांट टू फॉर्म HCl अगेन. इट इज हैप्पी बीइंग क्लोराइड. वेरी वेरी वीक बेस. वेरी वेरी वीक बेस. ओके, खैर, but it is a base. Similarly, NH3 is a base because it accepts H+. But NH4+ is an acid. It can give away H+. Backward reaction में. अभी, now I hope you're comfortable कि reactions can go forward and backward. No doubt there, right? पूरा chemical equilibrium क्या मतलब? Reactions can go forward and backward. So, that's why these species are given. अब to summarize everything, देखो, अगर मैं एक और दूसरा reaction लेता हूँ, CH3COH plus water giving you H3O plus and CH3CO minus. So, all right, Radha, no problem. Okay, all right, no problem. कोई doubts है? Oh, your name is Chaudhary Manam Talan. Your mom's your name. Okay, so Manan, I will go with Manan. Manan is a cool name. We have a Manan in our team. That's why I'm writing this down. There's a guy called Manan who's from Rajasthan who's in our team. He's awesome. Khair, chalo. All right. Hi, Chaudhary. So now in this, do you understand कि क्यों ये दोनों एक पेयर हैं और ये दोनों एक पेयर हैं? इन दोनों का नाता क्या है? There is a difference of H+ ion. If something is losing an H+ ion, whether in the forward reaction or in the backward reaction. फिर से सुनो. If something is losing an H plus ion in the forward or the backward reaction, it must be the acid. I hope you're all shouting acid. If something is gaining an H plus in the forward or backward reaction, it must be a base. Cool? Now, in this case, which is the acid, which is the base? CH3OH is losing, so this must be acid. And backward reaction में this is gaining, so this must be a base. Similarly, इन दोनों में क्या हो रहा है? ये इन दोनों में ये है तो acid for sure, ये है base. ये base क्यों? क्योंकि gain कर रहा है. Now, वो remember that strong weak वाला business? Strong weak वाला business याद है? यार, this is a very strong acid. ये तो मैंने अभी तुमको already बता दिया था. This is a strong acid and this is a weak base, right? ठीक है? But oh, this must mean that this is a weak acid and this is a strong base. थोड़ी extra information दे रहा हूँ. But the general idea is that this idea, right? कि species formed by the gain of a proton of a base is called the conjugate acid of the base. And other way, अगर मैं बना रहा हूँ तुम्हारे साथ कोई दो, if I'm giving you a conjugate base, that means that it must have a counter ion acid next to it. So, for example, here is what a conjugate acid is. मेरे पास है base, I give it H plus ion. What gets formed is a conjugate acid. Now, do you understand what this meaning of a conjugate acid base pair means? Both of these together are a conjugate. Conjugate मतलब एक साथ जुगलबंदी करते हुए. Conjugate acid base pair. Now, I could start with either. If I started with NH4 plus, then NH4 plus तो हुआ acid क्योंकि देगा H plus. तो NH3 बन जाएगा तुम्हारा conjugate base. If I start with NH3, then it's a base. And if I give it H plus, it will form a conjugate acid called NH4 plus. Is this part clear? इस पार्ट में I found students to have a little bit of a complication. वो तो थोड़ा डर जाते हैं इससे, यार होगा नहीं होगा. I hope this is okay. Yeah, इतना मैंने इसलिए पढ़ाया because there are some questions that come in NEET from this, and not in NEET, even in JEE main, even in advanced, students यार थोड़ा डर जाते हैं इससे. खैर, similarly I can find a conjugate base वाला idea from the opposite idea. ठीक है? Any doubts in what is a conjugate acid, conjugate base? They are two sides of the same coin. They must coexist. That is why the best way to look at them is together, a conjugate acid base pair. ठीक है? So, if I were to ask you now, कि अच्छा यार अमोनिया का conjugate acid क्या होगा? अमोनिया का conjugate acid मतलब अमोनिया बन गया बेस. अगर अमोनिया बन गया बेस तो एसिड उसका कैसे बनेगा? बेस मतलब इट वाज एक्सेप्ट एन H plus. ओ तो एसिड हो गया NH4 plus. ठीक है? This part is okay. I'll ask you another question on that. Okay, awesome. Great, 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 Aryan. Medha, awesome. NH4 plus, great answer, man. I love it. मैंने कुछ चीज बोली, आपने सुन के जवाब दिया. This is the best form of learning. कुछ लिखा नहीं, कुछ नहीं, बस सुन के दिया. I say best form because I'm confident you're understanding it. Because otherwise, कुछ समझ में नहीं आता तो you look at something written and like, but great. I love this. Awesome. Brilliant. बोला था this is going to be a good session. Yeah, you're going to enjoy this. Here. This is the next idea that's very important. Conjugate base of a strong acid is extremely weak. Like HCl over here has a very, very weak base. You will learn this as to why in L3 and L4 of Ionic. ठीक है? हम लोग क्या देखेंगे कैसे होता है. There is a relationship between them. Hydrolysis के साथ and all of that. When we study hydrolysis, L4 और L3 में तब ये पढ़ेंगे. HCl is a very strong acid. Cl minus is a very, very weak base. ठीक है? All right. Now note that HCl और H के बीच में relationship नहीं है. HCl और Cl minus के बीच में relationship है because they are उनकी जुगलबंदी, their conjugation is happening because of the transfer of H plus ion. Similarly, a very weak acid like CH4. CH4 acid कैसे हो गया? Hypothetical यार, hypothetical समझ लो. Acid है मतलब H plus दे देगा. ठीक है? That's why I said in organic every reaction is an acid base reaction. You may not see it, but it is. ठीक है? तो अगर इसको कंसीडर करें बहुत वीक एसिड है तो चलो फॉर द सेक ऑफ आर्गुमेंट देन उसका बेस क्या होगा? बेस होगा CH3 minus. Oh my god bro, CH3 minus is one of the strongest bases. ठीक है? It's a very, very strong base and you will see that in reactions in organic chemistry ये idea पते में is going to be very useful. Okay, all right, awesome. That's all right, Aryan ji. Every teacher is always trying their best. It's just that I have a little bit of experience in this video form, so that's why you like this, you like the energy, you like what's going on, and we have such beautiful presentations made, right? So इस सेशन में नोट्स लेने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. नोट्स I'll share with you on Telegram. Subscribe and all of that on the channel तो subscribe होंगे, but the notes will be on Telegram. So don't worry, just सुनो अभी, just सुनो. So the acidic strength of the first acid is going to be a lot stronger than Ha2. What is Ha1, Ha2? देखो, अगर तुम्हारा है H3PO4, you have H2PO 3. This is the second one. So let's look just as the ion, right? So इसमें से this is going to be stronger than this. ठीक है? That's what I'm trying to say. H3PO4 is going to be stronger than H2PO3. ठीक है? That's what this Ha1 Ha2 means. Similarly, A2 minus is going to be stronger than A1 minus. मतलब कि PO4 3 minus अगर will going to be stronger than PO3 2 minus. खैर इस चीज के बारे में we'll talk about this later when we do hydrolysis again. अभी के लिए when we do polyacids, polybases, this will be clear. At this point you can skip this. But the more important point here is this. इसलिए वो fancy animation हुआ. Reactions will always favor formation of weaker acids and weaker bases. Again, ये एक theory वाली bit है. Just like what I said ना कि organic reactions are always acid-base reactions. वो एक theory वाली चीज थी, दूसरी ये theory वाली चीज है. Reaction always favor the formation of weaker acids and bases. That you remember for now. And when you study organic, you will thank me. You'll be like, "Arey, wow, this is the best thing ever." Because organic, you'll be able to figure everything out just by these 2 points. खैर, एक सवाल ले लेते हैं. What is the conjugate acid of NH2 plus? What do you think? Okay, awesome, Mudassir Ahmed. Good job, good job. And NH4 plus is true as well. Ammonium ion, okay, awesome, awesome. ये क्या है? The conjugate acid of NH2 minus क्या होता है? ये नीट में पूछा गया 2000 में. चलो, I'll make this question easy for you. Conjugate acid of NH2 minus. NH2 minus के साथ कुछ होता है, वो बनता है एसिड. ठीक है? अगर ये एसिड हुआ तो मतलब ये वाला हुआ बेस. For starters, it's good to write this. I want to know what the acid is. But उसके लिए अगर ये एसिड है तो उसका पेयर बेस होना चाहिए. अब ये बेस की तरह कैसे बिहेव करेगा? It will accept NH2 minus. It will accept H plus. अच्छा, तो I will add H plus to this guy. If I add H plus to this guy, बन जाता है तुम्हारा अमोनिया. अब भाई अमोनिया एसिड कब से होने लगा? नहीं होता है. I agree, नहीं होता है. That's why this is a very, very strong base. This is a very, very weak acid, right? It doesn't नहीं होता है. I agree. But सवाल पूछ लिया, थियोरेटिकल सवाल पूछने को पूछ लिया भाई. ठीक है? इसलिए आंसर होगा अमोनिया. ओके? या नीट में पूछा गया 2000 में. Not made this question up. I haven't made this. क्लियर ना? कैसे? अगर पूछा गया कॉन्जुगेट एसिड, पहले असाइन करो तुम्हारा बेस क्या है, उस पे ऐड करो H प्लस, अपने आप मिल जाए कॉन्जुगेट एसिड. राइट? ऑल राइट, ऑसम. एक और कर लेते हैं. Which is incorrect. It will test everything we've learned so far. Conjugate acid of water is H2O plus. Conjugate base of H3O minus is CO3 2 minus. Conjugate base of NH3 is NH2 minus. Conjugate base of HOCl is Cl minus. ये 4 ऑप्शंस हैं. एक एक करके मैं लिख देता हूँ. Conjugate acid of H2O, राइट? मैं यहाँ पे थोड़ा लिख देता हूँ ताकि बनाने में आसानी हो. H2O का Ca क्या है? मतलब this must be the Cb, right? This must be the base. How is this the base? Add H plus to it. ठीक है. What about HCO3 minus? का कॉन्जुगेट बेस पता करना है. Cb नाउ ऑफ दिस थिंग. इसका Cb क्या होगा भाई? इसमें मतलब दिस मस्ट बी द Ca, मतलब कि रिमूव H प्लस. ठीक है? बस एक ही हटाओ, दो मत हटाना. देन बाकी क्या है? कॉन्जुगेट बेस ऑफ NH3. NH3 का कॉन्जुगेट बेस क्या होगा? मतलब दिस मस्ट बी द एसिड. अगर ये एसिड है तो क्या करना है? ऐड H प्लस टू इट. HOCl का क्या करना है? कॉन्जुगेट बेस. और ये होगा मतलब कॉन्जुगेट एसिड, है ना? तो अगर ये एसिड हुआ तो क्या करना होगा? हटाना पड़ेगा H प्लस. करेक्ट? तो अब चलो लिख लेते हैं. आप लोग तो सब आंसर दे ही रहे हैं. अरे 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 वाह, माइलो न्यू पर्सन, गुड टू सी यू माइलो मुदासिर अहमद, दीपान्विता, शालिनी, एंड देन अभिनंदन, राधा, सॉरी, मनन एंड मेधा. एवरीवन सेइंग डी. यू स्टूडेंट्स आर वूफ ऑन फायर. एब्सोल्युटली राइट. यही होगा तुम्हारा आंसर, बिकॉज इसका कॉन्जुगेट बेस होगा OCl माइनस, नॉट Cl माइनस. ठीक है? बाकी भी लिख ही लेते हैं, इतना एफर्ट लगाए तो. इसका तो CO3 2 माइनस ही होगा. CO3 2 माइनस, हाँ ये H3O माइनस था. करेक्ट. ये होगा H3O प्लस, और ये वाला क्या होगा? एक ऐड किया NH4 प्लस. नहीं, इसका कॉन्जुगेट बेस निकालना था. ये एसिड हुआ, प्लस नहीं होगा, माइनस H प्लस होगा. करेक्ट. सो ये हो गया NH2 माइनस. परफेक्ट. ठीक है? धीरे धीरे सवाल किया, बट उतने में आप सबने आंसर दे ही दिया. व्हाट्स अप माइलो? ऑलराइट. सो now that brings us to the next part of this session, the last part of this session. No, not the last part. We're just getting started, bro. I was like, hey, last part कहाँ से आ गया? नहीं, थोड़ा और बाकी है. What is a Lewis acid? इस आइडिया से पूरी ऑर्गेनिक chill. Okay, what is a Lewis acid? All these theories are great, but this is your best friend. Electrons jumping around. Species that accept electrons. That is an acid. अब ये क्या वाला हो गया? Why will something accept electrons? देखो, if something is letting go of H plus, that means it's doing so by accepting electrons. Okay, same idea. Wait, hold on. Hey, except electrons. Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. Except electron. Yeah, cool. So it is electron deficient. Let me put it this way. It is electron deficient and it wants electrons. So BF3, AlCl3 or H plus and Fe3 plus. All of these are electron deficient. Hence they are good acids, strong acids, Lewis acids. Donates are things, species that give away electrons. Those are Lewis bases. Why will something give away electron? If it has extra electrons. देखो इसमें है इलेक्ट्रॉन पेयर, बाप रे ऑक्सीजन में तो 2 है इलेक्ट्रॉन पेयर और इसमें तो बहुत ज्यादा ही है. देयर आर इलेक्ट्रॉन पेयर्स एंड देयर इज दिस थिंग. सल्फर इज आल्सो लाइक ऑक्सीजन. वो ऑक्सीजन के नीचे है ना, इसको थायोल बोलते हैं. दिस इज अल्कोहल. अभी मैं ऑर्गेनिक मोड में चला गया. थायोल अल्कोहल तो ठीक है, बट लेट्स जस्ट कॉल दिस हाइड्रोक्सिल आयोन फॉर नाउ. ठीक है, आई जस्ट डिड ऑर्गेनिक इसलिए वो मेरे दिमाग में. कूल, ऑलराइट, दीज आर Lewis bases. दिस इज एन इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग. You've got a Lewis acid and a base add up. Now you see, यहाँ पे H plus ion कुछ कर ही नहीं रहा है. Here is just electrons that are interacting. So this compound would be NH3BF3. Yeah, such a weird compound exists. Look at that. They're also dancing around and all of that. ठीक है. So you see, सिर्फ H plus is not the end of the world. Although for most of our work, we are going to study everything based on H plus. मतलब जो second वाली बीच वाली theory थी, right? Mostly everything will be based on that. And we'll borrow a little bit from the first theory as well, which was Arrhenius का H plus and OH minus. एक और सवाल देखते हैं from NEET 2011. Which of the following is least likely to behave as a Lewis base? Least likely. Least likely. मतलब आंसर Lewis acid कौन सा है भाई? यही पूछ रहा है. If it's not going to behave as a Lewis base, it must behave as a Lewis acid, right? That's the way to solve this question. Otherwise कैसे करोगे? Yes, Mudassir Ahmed, absolutely. Mudassir Ahmed, awesome. Yeah, man, Ames Delhi, that gives me goosebumps. I don't know if you can see it. हम लोग भी यहीं पे, वैसे कोई मेरे से पूछा तो मैच के बारे में, मैच तो आते रहेंगे यार, रिप्ले देख लेना, पढ़ लो भी. ऑल राइट, कूल. एंड प्लस वर्ल्ड कप कब हो रहा है? I didn't know that match was going on. My friend was shouting at the team. I saw the WhatsApp status and I saw that. Like, yeah, this is interesting. Anyway, a lot of you are saying C. Deepanvita, Medha, Leave and Live. Live and Let Die is the name of the song, I know. Gyani, Aryan, Tanu, Shalini, Vani, Priyanshu, Mahapatra. Hey, I've seen you before. Hey, Varira Salmani, what's up? You want me to teach in English? I'm teaching English. Asia Cup. Okay, Mudassir. Everyone is saying C. Absolutely. BF3 is a Lewis acid. Abhi padha hai. Good job. This is an awesome question. In the reaction I2 plus I minus, you get I3 minus. अब इसमें Lewis base कौन सा होगा? हाँ, ये तो funny reaction है. I2, I minus gives you I3 minus. Lewis base कौन सा होगा? बताओ, सोचो. तब तक एक कहानी बता दूं इसके बारे में. ये compound, it has a linear structure. It's very, very interesting. Okay. अब मैं structure draw करने में चला गया, तो थोड़ा सा there's a negative charge. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? सोच के बताओ. खैर, इसका structure is given in J.D. Lee if you want to read it. It's very interesting. ठीक है? We taught it in chemical bonding recently in the J thing, not here. But yeah, it's got a very cool structure. You expect it to be some bent shape and all that, but it's a linear shape compound. It's very interesting. खैर, let's see. Ames Delhi. All right. सब लोग C बोल रहे हैं फिर से. अरे वाह. प्रियांशु, वानी, Tanu, Medha questioning, Leave and Live, C, Deepanvita and Milo. Milo, is it Milo or Milo? Because Milo would be the Italian name and Milo would be like a drink or something, right? Because Milo is a very good actor. Milo Valentina, I think he was a brilliant actor. He was in a show called This Is Us. Oh, such a nice TV show. Beautiful show. It's one of the best first episodes of any show I've seen. This Is Us. Khair, absolutely right. How's the answer C though? कैसे है? देखो, इस रिएक्शन में इसके इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जा रहे हैं इधर. अगर ये इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज कर रहा है, दिस इज एन इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनर, राइट? इफ दिस इज एन इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनर, इट मस्ट बी द लुईस बेस. ठीक है? दैट्स इट. कूल. ओके. पानी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. पानी बिहेव्स बोथ एज अ बेस एंड एन एसिड according to Arrhenius and Bronsted-Lowry this thing. But in Lewis theory, it only behaves as a base, not as an acid, because acid would be something that wants electrons. Water doesn't want electrons, baba. Water is happy, बहुत electron है उसके पास. Very interesting thing to remember. It acts as an acid and a base according to both of these theories, but according to Lewis' base, it's an acid. According to Lewis' theory, it's a base, not an acid. क्यों? क्योंकि देखो इसमें ये है ना, these guys. All right. So that's why it forms H3O plus ions, and this is how you explain a lot of organic reactions, by the way, जो हम लोग 12th grade में भी कर रहे हैं, अगर आप करना चाहें तो, उसको देखना चाहें तो. So what is this cool, awesome property of water? It's called self-ionization. Very, very cool thing. पानी अपने साथ रिएक्ट करके हमको देता है ये स्पीशीज. आई कैन जस्ट सिंपल इट डाउन, डबल डाउन, से इट गिव्स मी बोथ ऑफ दिस. दिस इज द प्रीकर्सर टू पीएच जो हम लोग नेक्स्ट सेशन में करेंगे, बट दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट, प्लीज हियर मी आउट. तो पानी अगर खुद ही हमको देता है, बट अगर पानी देता है दोनों H प्लस और OH माइनस, then it should be acidic or basic. Why is it not one or the other? Well, according to Laurie Bronsted and according to what's the other guy's name? Arrhenius, it's both. दोनों कैसे हो सकता है? How can it be both? Well, you see, it's producing both of these ions in solutions. अगर मैं किसी एक चीज का पलड़ा भारी भारी करूं, right? If I somehow tip the scales, then it behaves more like an acid, more like a base. So this idea of acidity or basicity is relative, because pani solvent hai, it brings out the best in all of these compounds, makes them acids or bases. That's what I want you to notice here. Khair, when this self ionization happens, abhi kuch nahi hai pani, pure ultra pure water, no ions, nothing. Then there are equal number of ions formed, very small amount but equal amount. Since they are equal amounts, hence water is special, water is neutral. ये बात समझ में आई? We have done this in acids and bases. If you've been checking our videos out in 10th grade in BYJU'S or anywhere else, जहाँ पे पढ़ रहे हो, acid base theory में ये बहुत important चीज है कि पानी is neutral because it has an equal number of H plus and OH minus. अगर if any one of them increases or decreases, then the water becomes acidic या basic. This is the main idea, the basics of what makes anything acidic or basic. Let me quickly. Milo means to meet. Oh, Milo. अच्छा वो वाला Milo. Maybe that also. मिलने वाला Milo. Oh, Milo was in Jumanji. Oh yeah, polar bond. Vani has very interesting things to say. Yes, dissociates into ion for sure. But ये अपने आप होता है. Self ionization मतलब I haven't done anything, happens on its own. खैर, little bit more theory, but उससे पहले एक और interesting सवाल. In this reaction, I've got HC2O4. What is H2C2O4? HC2O4. Huh. I think this should be H2C2O4. Yes, it should be H2C2O4. नहीं, यहाँ पे क्या है? अच्छा हाँ, HCO4 माइनस होना चाहिए. हाँ, माइनस में सर, प्लस PO4 3 माइनस गिव्स मी HPO4 2 माइनस एंड यहाँ पे C2O4 माइनस. अच्छा, ये नेगेटिव साइन यहाँ पे है, वो अलाइन ठीक से नहीं, वो वहां से यहाँ चला गया. क्या, छोड़ो. विच ऑफ द टू आर ब्रॉन्स्टेड बेसिस? अब इसको कैसे सॉल्व करोगे? थिंक अबाउट इट. व्हाट्स गोना हैपन हियर? यहाँ पे नेगेटिव साइन है, ठीक है. इसमें से दो ब्रॉन्स्टेड बेस कैसे निकालोगे? अच्छा, मुझे निकालना है बेस, मतलब उसका कॉन्जुगेट होगा एसिड. अगर वो बेस निकालना है मतलब इट शुड एक्सेप्ट H प्लस आयंस. मतलब उसके पास है नहीं, इट डजंट हैव, बट इट्स रेडी टू एक्सेप्ट. ओके, चलो देखते हैं. वो हो सकता है भी, बट इट इज रेडी टू एक्सेप्ट. दैट्स द मेन थिंग. सो HPO4 2 माइनस, क्या ये बैकवर्ड रिएक्शन में एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है H? नहीं, ये तो दे रहा है, ये तो नहीं होगा. तो मतलब ये होगा PO4 3 माइनस, डेफिनेटली होगा, क्योंकि PO4 3 माइनस एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है H प्लस, बेस है. Okay, what about the other one? C2O4 minus, C2O4 2 minus. हाँ, ये भी H plus एक्सेप्ट करता है, तो यही दोनों हो गए तुम्हारे आंसर, राइट. एंड HC2O4 माइनस नहीं होगा, बिकॉज इसका ब्रॉन्स्टेड बेस तब होता अगर ये बनता H2C2O4, मतलब अगर वो H plus एक्सेप्ट करना, बट ये नहीं एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है, hence that's not the answer. Okay, awesome, good job, good job, good job, good job. टेलीग्राम पे पिंग्स आ रहे हैं, हम उसको एक सेकंड के लिए म्यूट कर देते हैं. सॉरी अबाउट दैट. ओके, leave and live and Medha, Tanu, Mark Zuckerberg or Mark Anthony, which Mark are you? Good evening, Mark. Mark, the right answer he has done. Milo, Milo, Mudassir and Varira have all given me the right answer. Absolutely beautiful, all of you are amazing students. बढ़िया. एक और सवाल. The conjugate acid of O2 minus ion. Oh, ये क्या होगा भाई? The conjugate acid of O2 minus ion. How are you going to solve this? Priyanshu, absolutely, good job. What is the conjugate acid of O2 minus ion? O2 minus का चाहिए हमको conjugate acid. मतलब O2 minus itself is the conjugate base of that said acid, right? They form a conjugate acid base pair, right? Essentially. तो अगर ये base की तरह behave करेगा, simple है, क्या करेगा? Will it accept or will it reject? H प्लस, एक्सेप्ट या देगा, एक्सेप्ट या देगा, बेस है ना तो एक्सेप्ट करेगा। तो अगर एक्सेप्ट कर लिया तो क्या बनेगा दोस्तों, H प्लस तो नहीं बन सकता है, O तो होना ही चाहिए, H3O प्लस भी नहीं होगा बिकॉज H3O प्लस में तो इट हैज एक्सेप्टेड 3 H प्लस आयॉन्स, राइट, दैट्स नॉट द गोल। कॉन्जुगेट के बीच में सिर्फ, अच्छा दिस मे बी आई डिड नॉट मेंशन दिस स्पेसिफिकली, बट अ कॉन्जुगेट एसिड बेस पेयर differs only by 1 H प्लस। आई नो ये मेरे पीछे थोड़ा जा रहा है बट ये बहुत जरूरी है दोस्तों, ठीक है, इसलिए बड़ा बड़ा लिख लिया यहाँ पे, ठीक है। हेंस इट मस्ट बी OH माइनस एंड नॉट H2O, ओके, बट लग रहा है कि nobody took that. Bismarck, okay, Bismarck, Bismarck, okay, Bismarck like Mark Bismarck, okay, got it. Otto von Bismarck, that chap, Assassin's Creed wala Bismarck. So Dipanvita, Tanu, Medha, Milo, Leave, and everybody is giving me the answer is D. Good job, you guys are amazing. ठीक है, awesome. एक और सवाल, which of the following fluoro compound is most likely to behave as a Lewis base? Most likely to behave as a Lewis base. अब ये नीट 2016 का सवाल है, जाहिर है थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी हो सकता है, बट सोचो यार, ट्राई करके देखो इसको। इससे एलिमिनेशन से यू कैन फिगर इट आउट, डायरेक्टली मे बी ट्रिकी, बट एलिमिनेशन से यू नो दैट दिस इज अ लुइस एसिड, ये तो पक्का मालूम है, तो इसको हटा देते हैं। एंड ये दोनों कार्बन का है, कार्बन तो हैज यू नो हैज व्हाट इज द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन 1s2 2p4, राइट, ये है वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन, सो 4 बॉन्ड फॉर्म कर देता है, तो दिस इज आल्सो नॉट इट। एंड इंटरेस्टिंगली कार्बन के नीचे ही सिलिकॉन होता है, या दिस इज सेकंड, आई थिंक सेकंड पीरियड एंड दिस इज थर्ड पीरियड, सेकंड या थर्ड कौन सा है, हाइड्रोजन हीलियम लिथियम बेरिलियम बोरॉन कार्बन, हाँ, तो दैट सेकंड, ये थर्ड, सेकंड पीरियड और थर्ड पीरियड हो गया ना, तो थर्ड पीरियड में सिलिकॉन है उसके नीचे, तो सिलिकॉन का भी एग्जैक्टली वैसे होगा, तो ये भी नहीं होगा, इसीलिए दिस इज द आंसर। इफ यू वांट टू डू इट स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, पी कैसे हुआ भाई, पी में होते हैं 5 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, ठीक है, और उसमें से 5 में से 3 ही यहाँ पे हुए हैं, तो मतलब इट हैज अ पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स दैट्स एक्स्ट्रा। नाउ दिस वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अमोनिया, well no not exactly, it is very similar to ammonia because ammonia में नाइट्रोजन में भी 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन होते हैं, ठीक है। Otto von Bismarck, all right, great, hence the answer is B। मैंने बोला था थोड़ा ट्रिकी सवाल है। दीपान्विता, excellent job, Milo, Mark, Verira and Tanu, everyone getting it right, यार students are brilliant, awesome as always। चलो दो तीन छोटी सी चीजें करते हैं, then we'll call it a day। what are दो तीन छोटी सी चीजें, which of the following fluoro compound is most likely to behave as a Lewis base? तुमने आंसर कर दिया, सॉरी रोबोटिक मोड, राइट, फिर से सवाल आया, ये अभी तो देखा था। एनीवे मोलर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन देखते हैं, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू गेट टू द मैथ्स बिहाइंड इट। अभी हमने पूरे चीज में एक भी मैथ्स की चीज नहीं की, बट वी हैव टू बिल्ड अप टू दैट आइडिया। मोलैरिटी ऑफ वाटर, हाउ डू यू फाइंड आउट, नंबर ऑफ मोल्स डिवाइडेड वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन। वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन 1 लीटर ले लो, तो 1 लीटर में कितने मोल होंगे। अब देखो डेंसिटी ऑफ वाटर इज 1 ग्राम पर सीसी, और ऑल्सो maybe you can say 1000 gram in 1000 cc, right? Why 1000 cc? Because 1000 cc is 1 liter, right? That's the volume, and the molar mass is 18 gram per mole। अच्छा, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है। So if I take molarity, I would divide this 1000 by 18 divided by 1 by 1 liter है solution, and this is 1000 क्या है, this is 1000 gram divided by 18 gram per mole, right? So if you cancel out units, what you're left behind it is with मोल पर लीटर। मैं बार बार स्टूडेंट्स को बोलता हूं कि हमेशा यूनिट्स लिख लो, राइट, वंस यू डू दैट यू विल नेवर गेट दिस राइट, नेवर गेट दिस रॉन्ग। तो मोलैरिटी पानी की बहुत ही अजीब चीज है, इट्स वियर्ड टू से दिस, मोलैरिटी ऑफ वाटर इज 55.55 m, कैपिटल M, ओके, ऑलराइट। सुमित्रा देवी उर्फ मनन also saying D। मनन, I think that answer is B unless आप पहला वाला देख रहे हो। You like maths? I like maths too. Maths is beautiful. Maths is amazing. I had the best teacher in maths in school. His name was Deepak. Deepak sir, the best maths teacher I've ever had. Man, he was so awesome. Anyway, maths. Oh, my school में भी teacher बहुत सही थे. Uma ma'am was amazing. She used to call me Ashish Shekhar. I felt like I'd always messed up. The moment, and she would always call your full name out, right? Ashish Shekhar, did you get that? I'm like, oh God, what did I do? Very sweet teacher though. Excellent. I had really great maths teachers in life. What is the water ionization constant? That's what we're going to look at next. See, in the thumbnail, there were 3 things mentioned, right? Acid bases and Kw. What is this Kw? This is the dissociation constant of water, or the ionization constant of water, Kw. This is what I want to talk about, and we're going to use those ideas of molarity of water to do that. How? Look at this. Self ionization of water का ये expression है, थोड़े से ion form होते हैं, कैसे? So ये chemical equilibrium का idea, right? K equilibrium would be given by these ions divided by this. But ये हम लोग इस तरफ ले जाते हैं. Remember I told you that we take water to be 1. वो क्यों? क्योंकि वो कांस्टेंट रहता है. इफ यू डोंट रिमेंबर दिस, मैंने बहुत डिटेल में बताया कि क्यों हम लोग अस्यूम करते हैं कि सॉलिड्स और प्योर लिक्विड्स और प्योर सॉलिड्स का एक्टिविटी 1 होती है. एक्टिविटी या फिर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन वी टेक इट बी 1 बिकॉज it doesn't change appreciably and that goes into that expression itself. Okay, so it goes into that constant. इसलिए हम लोग we'll say it's 1. खैर, Kw, which is basically K equivalent into this concentration of water, activity of water, is equal to this chap right here. Okay. Now, this is what is interesting and experimentally निकालना पड़ेगा, right? हम लोग थोड़ा बहुत तो experiment करना पड़ेगा. Mark, I will keep updating on I teach Chem, right? Every day in the morning, I ping here. And you can also, for my class specifically, if you want to know what's happening on our channel, subscribe to it. You obviously are, right? And you can also check out Telegram. Description में link है, join it, and you will get to know all the links of everything. Master Blaster, what's up? थोड़ी देर हो गई आपको. खैर, what is Kw? Is the product of molar concentration of H plus and OH minus ions. And this is experimental that it is, again, at 25 degrees Celsius, 1 atmospheric pressure, etc., etc. इस पे this value is 10 power minus 14. You'll notice मैंने कोई units नहीं लिखे. This is important. Equilibrium constants do not have units because remember the definition of equilibrium constant was कि active masses के हैं, active masses के ratios हैं. अगर ratio तो units नहीं होंगी. Some teachers or some people may disagree with me saying कि नहीं units होती है और unit हम लोग calculate करते हैं. यार नहीं होती यार, trust me. It's okay. अगर हम लोग स्कूल के लेवल पढ़ाते हैं होती है, नहीं होती है. It's okay, doesn't matter. Just a small idea that मैंने क्यों यहाँ पे units नहीं लिखी है. I'm just telling you. This is a debatable idea. At the school level, they may teach you that there are units, but in reality, in life, units नहीं होती हैं. Anyway, that's why that's written. So pure water, if I were to take this, I remember I told you they have equal amount of H plus and OH minus. तो अगर equal होगा, then I will say कि अरे x square is equal to 10 power minus 14. अच्छा, फिर x will be equal to 10 power minus 14 by 2. ये exponents का रूल है ना, तो बन गया भाई 10 power minus 7. What is x? The concentration of both H plus and OH minus ion. इसी से हमको मिलता है कि अच्छा, so we have the इतना छोटा value, इतना छोटा, the concentration is just 10 power minus 7. Nothing. But keep this in mind. बहुत छोटा value, but it is very real. With this value, I can calculate alpha क्या होगा? Degree of dissociation from the last session, right? Moles dissociated by moles initially taken. Oh, moles initially taken तो है भाई 55.55 and mole dissociated 10 power minus 7. इन दोनों को डिवाइड करो, मिल गया अल्फा. बहुत ही छोटा नंबर. 1.10 power minus 9% में हो गया 1.10 power minus 7. मतलब है ही नहीं, बहुत छोटा है, right? Yes, Medha, absolutely right. Oh yeah. Abhishek's name also starts with A. Good. That's absolutely right. We have a lot of A's, right? A's and S's are common names, I guess. At least मेरे generation के लोग. आपकी generation में there are very few A's and S's, which is great. Medha, a lot of M's though. Mark, Mudassir, Master Blaster, they're all M. Medha, yeah, awesome. Khair, this is the value of equilibrium. This is the value of dissociation constant of water. छोटा सा idea, but will be very useful in some more difficult questions. But this is the most important thing for you to take away from this session for the next session. अब what is an acid? What is a base? न्यूट्रल तो आप समझ गए. एसिड ये हुआ जहां पे एक इम्बैलेंस क्रिएट हो जाता है. अब ये इम्बैलेंस ऐसा नहीं है जो मैं हाथ से दिखा रहा हूं. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. इट्स नॉट अ सीसॉ व्हिच गोज अप एंड डाउन, राइट? अगर सीसा होता तो थिंग विल बी क्लियर, बट इट इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, राइट? I have just told you that Kw is equal to this guy into this guy, H plus into OH minus. तो अगर एक बढ़ा, let's say कि ये बढ़ा तो ये कम हो जाएगा, and the other way around, अगर ये बढ़ा तो ये कम हो जाएगा. Okay, that's important. So अगर H plus is more than HCl and OH minus, then you say it is acidic. If it is less, then it is basic. That's it. तो ये acid and base are two sides of the same coin. That coin being very, very corrosive, by the way. But yeah, nature is beautiful, isn't it? Nature is beautiful. That's all we have for today's session. I'm leaving you with a couple of very interesting homework questions. पहला वाला ये है, which of the following acts as a Lewis acid? Give me answers in the comments, please. Second one is this. Equilibrium establish हो रहा है, कुछ हो रहा है. Correct set of conjugate acid base pair पता कर रहे हैं. इसलिए पूरे सेशन में एसिड बेस पेयर की बात कर रहा था, they always come together. Let's do a quick summary. Aiden is back with us. What's up? What's up? Varira Salmani, I don't have a Telegram channel, my personal channel. Aakash BYJU'S NEET का जो channel है, I think it's called Aakash BYJU'S NEET Digital, Aakash NEET Digital. Link में देख लो in the description. The second link should be the Telegram link. First is YouTube, next one is this thing. My personal Telegram is this. I just post updates, like status updates of my session on this. I'm not very active on it, but sure, if you have any doubts about chemistry, you want to ping me, please feel free to ping me here. Okay. टेलीग्राम चैनल ऑफिशियल वाला है, वहां पर हम लोग हमेशा एक्टिव रहते हैं, एसेंट वॉइस नोट्स सब सारे इसके नोट्स वहीं पे होते हैं, इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ बार बार मेरे सेशन में प्लीज आप सुनो ध्यान से एंड बी एक्टिव ऑन द चैट. नोट्स आपको मिल जाएंगे, बाद में आप रिवाइज कर लेना. खैर, सेशन समरी क्या है? एसिड बेस कॉन्सेप्ट्स 3 वाले, आर्हेनियस, ब्रॉन्स्टेड, लॉरी और लुईस. आर्हेनियस हैड टू डू H+, ब्रॉन्स्टेड H+ एंड OH- दोनों, और कॉन्जुगेट एसिड बेस पेयर वाज देयर. ओके, H3O+ इज अ बिगर एंड मोर relative thing to talk about than H+, because H+ बहुत छोटा होता है and it keeps forming larger and larger species like this. छोटा सा theory idea. Okay, arrhenius base क्या होता है? OH- furnish करने वाला. Conjugate acid base pair, they differ. Let me write that again. बहुत जरूरी है, बहुत जरूरी है. Differ by 1 H+. बहुत जरूरी है. Just by 1. Okay, they always form a pair. Look at this. These two are pairs. अरे फिर से लिख देते हैं. ये हो गया acid, ये हो गया base. ये हो गया acid, ये हो गया base. इतनी जल्दी तुम लिख पाओगे? थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिस कर लो बस उसके साथ. Here's a conjugate acid base acid का फिर से कहानी लिख रही है. अगर तुम्हारा जो एसिड बहुत स्ट्रांग है तो उसका conjugate base will be very weak, and vice versa. If your base is very very strong, then the weak acid will be very very weak. Okay, awesome. सबसे जरूरी पार्ट है सेशन का, बार बार बोल रहा हूँ, reaction will always favor the formation of weaker acid, weaker bases, and Lewis acid कुछ examples, Lewis bases कुछ examples, adduct of Lewis acid base. ठीक है, जस्ट अ सेशन समरी, ये सब नोट्स पे होंगे, जस्ट क्विकली गोइंग ओवर थिंग्स. इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट्स फील फ्री टू आस्क मी, बहुत टाइम है लाइफ में. क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट, स्लाइड्स प्लीज. क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट, होमवर्क क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट प्लीज, शो प्लीज. अरे कौन सा भाई, दिस सेशन एंडेड अर्ली टुडे. हाँ, हम लोग यही कोशिश कर रहे हैं ना, आपके ऊपर ज्यादा स्ट्रेस नहीं डालना चाहते हैं, तो आराम से पढ़ाएंगे एंड विल डू थिंग्स मोर इन अ चिल्ड आउट फैशन, नो मोर टेंशन वाली चीजें. कूल. सो आयनाइजेशन कांस्टेंट ऑफ वाटर का मैंने आपको आइडिया बता दिया, एंड ऑल्सो अल्फा फ्रॉम हियर, एंड this is the last thing I want you to remember. Acidic things, मतलब H3O+ is greater than OH-. Balance, imbalance होता है तब होता है acidic or base, and this. You want to see the homework slides again? I can do that. You can just rewind now. The reason I don't spend too much time on homework slides is because you can always go back to the video and see it फिर से. अब मुझे ढूंढना पड़ेगा, रुको कहाँ है homework slides तुम्हारी? Homework slides कहाँ गई? I usually name my slides very nicely so I can find them easily. But looks like I have not. There you go. Homework slide. पहला वाली homework slide screenshot ले लो और आंसर दे दो बाद में, आफ्टर सेशन गेट्स ओवर, कमेंट्स में. सेकंड वाली होमवर्क स्लाइड. चलो, ऑल राइट, चलो, सी यू गाइस. अमेजिंग फन टीचिंग ऑल ऑफ यू. सैटरडे नाइट लाइव. ओके, चलो मिलते हैं. ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. एडन दैट वाज गुड फन. अरे होमवर्क क्वेश्चंस फर्स्ट, मतलब देख लेना बाद में, वीडियो है ना, वापस जाके देख सकते हो, कोई टेंशन नहीं है. ओके, सल्यूट ऑल ऑफ यू गाइस आर ऑसम. Keep tuning in. YouTube session link hoga in the Telegram notes itself. And yeah, share this with your friends if you like it. Bye.